You wouldn't believe it if I told you that the world was forever transformed by the drop of a ball. To find out how, we'll have to go to 1973, where an unknown bar called Andy Capp's Tavern was causing a riot. Not because of its rowdy customers, but something strange to do with a never-seen-before invention involving 2 paddles and a square ball. No one knew it at the time, but the invention of Pong would somehow kickstart the entire video game industry, with an impact so profound that it not only popularized arcade games, but sparked a period of rapid competition where all game companies were willing to risk absolutely anything to try and steal Pong's crown. And no one did a better job at competing than Space Invaders, who had a genius plan in place to shatter the definition of what a video game could be by inventing graphic visuals and sound in a world of gaming known for boring music and black and white colors. Its iconic pixelated aliens descended upon Earth and broke all records, earning over $1 billion in revenue in its first year alone, making it one of the most profitable arcade games of all time, until its market share was eventually eaten away by an absolute monster in the gaming world. It would have been easy to underestimate Pac-Man, a simple game that drew its inspiration from a missing pizza slice, but it quickly surpassed all expectations, becoming an instant hit that devoured the hearts of millions whilst simultaneously achieving several milestones in gaming history. It broadened the appeal of video games by attracting a more diverse audience of all ages. It became one of the first games to spawn numerous sequels and spin-offs, and even inspired a chart-topping hit, Pac-Man Fever. But the fever didn't last forever, as knocking Pac-Man off the top spot is our favorite Italian Mario, who is no stranger to the world of video games, having previously starred in the arcade hit Donkey Kong. So after mild success in a previous game, what was so different this time? Well, Super Mario Bros. Wasn't just another game. For the first time, gamers got to discover iconic characters and an immersive, imaginative world, keeping players captivated and eager to explore further. This not only revitalized the video game industry, but also established Super Mario Bros. As a timeless classic, whose spot at the top could only be taken by the most addictive game of all time. Alexei Pajitnov designed a digital game dedicated to his love of puzzles. However, he had no clue just how addictive it would become and the lengths people would go to get their hands on it. And while Tetris did quickly become a hit in Russia, its path to international success was fraught with many obstacles. Russia didn't want the US to get a hold of the world's #1 game, and so anyone who tried to get the game to the West was met with complex negotiations and legal battles over strict Soviet intellectual property regulations. Ultimately, the game eventually found its way to the West, but still had one last stretch to go before cementing its place in gaming history. Tetris's true rise to prominence came when it managed to be included as the pack-in game for Nintendo's Game Boy. The handheld console's portability, combined with Tetris's easy-to-learn, hard-to-master gameplay, proved a match made in heaven. At the time, it seemed no game would be able to take the crown from this Russian giant. But it wouldn't stop Wii Sports from trying. Wii Sports didn't just break sales records, it obliterated them, selling more than 82 million copies worldwide, which is more than the entire population of Germany. But if you think that's a lot of sales, going on to sell 3 times that is Minecraft. The game captivated players with its generated world composed of blocks and limitless creative possibilities. But its true success came down to its game's dedicated player community, which played a vital role in its rapid ascent to popularity, and would later allow the game to finish in second place behind the one and only Fortnite. The journey began for Fortnite in 2011, when Epic Games announced the development of a new game that combined elements of building, exploration, and survival. But the game's development process was lengthy, and meant the creators needed to come up with a more exciting version called Fortnite Save the World. Then, finally, in September 2017, they had a eureka moment. They launched Fortnite Battle Royale as a free-to-play standalone game that changed the game's fortunes forever. Fortnite's free-to-play model, availability on multiple platforms, and the inclusion of cross-platform play further contributed to its rapid growth. Today, the game is by far the most popular of all time, accumulating over 350 million registered players. So there you have it. Fortnite takes home the crown in first place.